All right, and we live. So basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be live streaming Kanye's Drink Champs Part 2. For all of you that know me closely, I'm pretty sure everybody knows how big of a Kanye fan I really am. So, the biggest thing is, I'm gonna be honest, following Kanye is almost like following religion or following a cult. But the thing is, it's like when to distinguish what's cap and what's not cap. Lately, he's been kind of on a journey to freeing Larry Hoover, and I've tried to do my research, but I haven't been able to find exactly like what is it necessarily that he's trying to do by freeing Larry Hoover. And I think it's kind of very interesting, especially since I do live in Chicago. I mean, I'm in Chicago right now, but Drink Champs just went live about 38 minutes ago. Usually these interviews are about an hour long, so I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into it because it's a long interview. I'm going to put myself in the corner here. But yeah, I got it pulled up right here. And I got to backtrack a little bit just because I just hopped onto the video. But let's go ahead and see what they say. Also, quick disclaimer about Drink Champs. I actually discovered the podcast Drink Champs by actually watching Vince Staples do an interview on this podcast. And I'm going to be honest with you, the main guy has so much energy, and it's not just with Kanye. I was telling my friends this. It's not just with Kanye. It's with any person on the podcast that he genuinely fucks with. I mean, when I saw Vince Staples on there, he was giving him the same amount of energy as he's giving Kanye. So, mad props to the guy hosting this. I mean, it just makes me love it that much more. So I know these dudes are doing it truly for the culture, you know what I mean? Alright, so for those of you who haven't watched part 1, I haven't even watched the full thing of part 1 myself. It's a big deal. I mean, Kanye knows how to stir the waters, let's be honest, but the very first interview was a huge deal. I mean, it was on headlines all over the place.
Yeah, so, you know, let's switch it up to the Japanese whiskey. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, welcome back.
I'm gonna make a comment real quick. This man single-handedly brought us back the old Ye. Everybody always be saying, oh, we want the old Kanye, we want the old Kanye. This man brought us back the old Kanye for just this brief moment in time. Alright, so you're popping bottles.
Man, enough of this shit already, boy. This is just on the... Okay. You get lit, okay. Unsolicited by me.
Advertisements.
Then it's up. Then it's salute. Goddamn Kanye, he came as Kanye. So we can't meet? We can't have a conversation?
I'm gonna be honest, I could outdrink Kanye any day. I'm just putting that out there.
Y'all stupid motherfuckers! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Whoa, buddy.
Yo, this Ye. We on Drink Champs on Revolt TV.
Did we take a shot? I don't know.
Yeah, let's take a shot.
Salute. Goddamn Kanye! He came as Kanye! Let's bring Larry Hoover in. Let's bring him in. Let's bring the y'all in.
So we're starting it right off the rip. Man's bringing in Larry Hoover. This is Larry Hoover Jr. For those of you who don't know, Larry Hoover Sr. is actually in prison. I don't want to talk about this too much. I'm just kind of talking about the history. But if I am not mistaken and if I am incorrect, please say it in the comments because I myself, I do want to know more about the Larry Hoover story. But Larry Hoover Sr., if I am not mistaken, is was the head of the Gangster Disciples and in Chicago. I don't necessarily know the impact that he might have made in the community here in Chicago, positive or negative, I don't know. When I was doing my research, unfortunately, and this is the part that kind of made me, I guess you could say sad, is the fact that any information that you try researching on Larry Hoover, as I've already tried to do it myself, everything is negative. And I've tried to find the positives because I'm thinking to myself, well, if Kanye is trying to like free this man, why is he trying to do it? Like, I don't understand. There has to be an incentive behind it. And I just genuinely don't know. But like I said again, I'm just speaking upon the history of what I know of Larry Hoover, and I think it's very biased in the media of what they're showing. It's just one-sided. I don't fully know all of the history. This is why I'm very excited to watch this part 2, because I want to know more about it. So just putting that out there, and we're gonna go ahead and listen to what Larry Hoover Jr. has to say.
Look just like your pops too, by the way.
Yeah.
She's Louise, Papa G's. One of my favorite records on Donda album is Jesus. And you at the end of the record,
Oh man, this is just a recap. I'm sure they'll go into it.
you talk on behalf of your father. So for people who
Oh no, never mind.
don't understand the situation, can you describe?
All right, he's going into it.
Basically, on the album, I was speaking on how my father has been incarcerated my whole life. You know, I've been going to see my father from the Illinois state prison system to the federal prison system where he's in Colorado.
Sorry to cut you off, but he's in one of the most, that's like max.
Yeah, he's in the ADX.
He can't even, like, there's not even other inmates he can.
I believe, if I am not mistaken as well, Larry Hoover Sr. is not just in like a county, or I'm not sure how the prison systems work, but I believe he is in solitary confinement. So he's very like locked down, like almost like a rat. You know what I mean? Like that's how they have him. So I'm just gonna let them explain it.
And when you say your whole life, how old are you right now?
I'm 47.
So
Okay,
that's a long time.
That's deep.
Yeah, they conversations are through the toilet for the most part. They got a little bit of a way to conversate with each other, but it's not much.
Wow.
So I was just, on the album, I was letting people know that he's been away for, my whole life. My kids are grown. You know, my daughter has never touched her grandfather.
Wow.
She's 22. My son never touched his grandfather. He's 14. Actually, since COVID is going on, my son probably grew maybe 2 or 3. I mean, not 2 or 3, but he grew some inches. Right. And he's taller than my father now. My father's like shorter than me, but he hasn't been able to see him.
Wow.
So, but it's all because of Kanye, and you see how he's open and not scared to address situation.
Right.
Also coming from Chicago to bring up the fact that give me the platform to speak on my father and keep putting the information out there with the narrative that needs to be put out there. Because you may have heard of Larry Hoover as leader of the Gangster Disciples.
Right.
You never heard of Larry Hoover as the leader in the community.
That's what I'm talking about. I've been trying to do my research. I genuinely have been trying to do unbiased research on who Larry Hoover was as an individual. And unfortunately, no matter how much research I try to do, unless if I'm doing research in the wrong places, but the research that I've tried to find on Larry Hoover is, unfortunately, I haven't been able to find any positive thing because of the bias in the media from what it looks like. Now, I haven't. That's what I'm saying, is the fact that like I haven't seen or necessarily heard, because I haven't been able to see, and this might be again what Larry Hoover is going to be saying is like, you might only be hearing about all the bad things that he did, but why don't you ever hear about the positive impact that he had on the community? So I think that's what he's about to get into, and I'm very curious to hear what this is.
It's an organizer that brought people together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry to stop you, but there's this series that's on HBO.
Okay.
And it's called The Chi.
You know what? I haven't seen much of it. I don't know if they tried to take it off of that or not.
That's what happened. It was like about 3 seasons ago, and there was a guy that was in the jail.
Okay.
And 100% on Twitter, I love Black Twitter. This shit is amazing, right? But on Twitter, they said that was the depiction of Larry Hoover.
Okay, I didn't see it, but I know at a point in time he did call a lot of shots from
jail. From jail,
yeah. Okay. He moved good in jail at one point in time. The jail system has changed, but back in the day, the inmates kind of had control of the jail.
So let me ask y'all both something, right? I used to go to Chicago. My favorite restaurant was Sammy's.
Okay.
and Cabrini Green.
And Cabrini
I was an
Green.
idiot for going there. I was definitely out of line. I did not belong. I used to land a platinum artist and go to Sammy's.
There's good people at Cabrini Green.
yeah. So
Well, you had your Boricua family over there.
I got both. I got black family and I got But the thing was, I felt like when Cabrini Green was standing, when Chicago had these OGs, Chicago was, I don't want to say controlled, but it was then. Your father, or so many people is away. Now it's like everyone is killing. Like I felt like we needed the OGs. Am I? And I'm an outsider looking in.
Well, what they called it was cutting the head off the snake. If you get rid of the head, then the body will crumble. So, to the certain aspect that you're trying to say, I mean, it's true. When it was some type of organization and cats had some type of honor and respect to follow, and the person that was giving them the codes to follow, you know, didn't honor the things that's going on now. It was different. It was safe, you know. People were brought together in the city to keep the violence down, to stop the attacks on innocent people and old ladies and women. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff they don't like to talk about. So, yeah, it was definitely different. And it wasn't just Cabrini Greens. All up and down State Street was projects. And you know who was in the projects? We was in the projects.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So Ye, let me ask you, Ye. This record came out with Rick Ross, and he says Larry Hoover. What was your thoughts on that? Because you from the Chi. So when you heard this record, did you take it as disrespect, or how did you take it?
Yeah, I took it as respect. What's your feelings on?
Well, you know, I like the fact that he kept the name alive and put him into the limelight, but I always had a problem that he said his name and then said whipping work. You know what I mean? And he's fighting for his life. So I wouldn't want him to speak on him about whipping work and him and drugs. His federal case that he's dealing with right now is a drug case.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? He has 5 or 6 life sentences. I don't know the exact number, but it doesn't matter because both of them is horrible.
Right.
But under the First Step Act, he deserves to come home he deserves to come home and he qualifies to come home.
Right.
But it's the judge's discretion. For whatever reason, he don't feel like he should be able to come home at this point. But he qualifies to come home under the First Step Act.
So, yeah, did you have because we see you had a relationship with Trump. Did you ever have a relationship with, speak about Trump with the Larry Hoover situation?
Yeah, when I went to the White House, I spoke on that. It was like a very brief period of time, and then it was a lawyer that Hoover had that I didn't like this lawyer. I felt like he was befriending him, but not really pushing forward the situation. So we found a new lawyer. Right now we're putting together a new team for him, and I feel like it's much like in the footsteps of my father-in-law, Robert Kardashian.
Robert Kardashian, okay. OJ, the nigga that fit OJ.
Yeah, before first black victory, before we had Oprah and Obama, we had OJ.
I respect that. Okay, go ahead.
No, when I was looking at the screen as a child, they showed a white bar and they showed a black bar and a white.
Bro, I'm sorry. Kanye's haircut is just distracting me, bro. If you guys didn't see the first interview, Buddy literally just grabbed the machine and he said that he literally just went like this. But, man, that's just distracting me. I had to make that comment. Back to all seriousness. Let's go.
Look down like this, and a black bar erupted. Not for the idea of whether he did it or not, but for the idea that for all the people that's wrongfully locked up.
OJ ain't do it, man.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
that's
OJ
what I'm saying. That he actually got off, and the fact that Robert Kardashian found Johnny Cochran and put together that team, and they won. And right now, there's a team that could be put together.
Sorry to stop you, but it seems like something that is you and your wife, because you kept calling her your wife, so I'm gonna call her your wife, is passionate about. It's like y'all not only you're fighting for the right reason.
Yo, Chad, somebody put down in the description, you think they're divorced or not? Because my argument is that they're not divorced. I don't know, but Put it down in the chat.
Like meaning, like you guys became billionaires and you guys could have said fuck everyone, but you guys are becoming billionaires and then turning around and saying, let me.
All right, so I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like conversation is starting to shift from one of the main focal points, which I was more interested in hearing about, which was the Larry Hoover situation. Now it seems like the focal point is starting to shift over to more Kanye's life and him and Kim Kardashian. I don't know how to feel about that. I still want to hear more about the Larry Hoover situation, to be quite honest with you. I don't know much about that situation. I want to be informed on it, but I mean, let's see what else they have to say.
Let me do something where I'm needed at. This is amazing. Like we've never seen this. I've never seen any other billionaire. Like,
No, Jay is super. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about
So
that. Reform
Jay-Z,
too
yes.
with Meek Mill and them. They are trying to do the same.
Jay-Z, Meek Mill, like there's a lot of us fighting in all kind of different ways. It's like that 13th Amendment need to completely be eradicated.
Which
but the
is?
thing is, it's a specific amendment for slavery for black people that's in the current Constitution. When we shut up and dribble and we rap and we do all this thing is still in the Constitution. As famous as black people and as powerful as we are and as influential as we are, there still are pieces of our 2021 Constitution that are only aimed towards the lost Hebrew race, the lost Hebrew people, known as black. And that is still modern day slavery. So you got to give collectively. That's the whole point. That's the reason why it's talks of me and Drake doing a concert to bring light to Hoover together.
All right, so now we're going back to talking about Hoover, which, again, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been wanting to hear. It seems like, in general, this all was kind of to put a main focus and spotlight on the Hoover situation, because before they did the part 2, if you guys noticed and keep up with Ye, all over social media, Drake was willing to squash the beef to hold a concert in, I believe, LA in honor of bringing attention towards the Hoover situation. So it seems like this kind of is all planned. Now it's just time. It's just a matter of being informed. I mean,
I see you with Jay Prince.
Kanye's done a good job of bringing light to the entire situation. Now it's just time to understand the why, right? The why.
And Jay Prince obviously is affiliated. I see the Rap A Lot chain.
Jay Prince spoke about it here, I believe.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, so for a bigger call, for period, I love Drake anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just, I was just telling you little back and forth basketball type of professional rap stuff we was dealing with.
Yeah.
But on a bigger, and also I say, those of us that know how to organize are brought to their demise. Because they do not want us to be organized, they want us to be modern day slaves.
Deep shit, man. Deep shit. So
Hashtag woke Ye.
is it at?
He's spitting facts, bro.
You hiring a new lawyer.
All right, let me speak on one thing with the lawyer thing, cause Ye is Ye. We expanded the lawyer team. You know what I mean? He didn't see eye to eye with the attorney, but he took us to a point, but we added on to making the team stronger.
Right.
And you asked me where we at, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so he was denied without prejudice. So
What? Say that again.
he was denied without prejudice.
Flat out denial.
No. So there's a lot of other people that's on this case that was released from the First Step Back. It was nine people on this case, and maybe 6 of them are released now, right?
Wow.
They denied, and it's the same thing, pretty much the same paperwork.
And Kamala created the First Step Back, right?
Kamala created.
You don't like Kamala at all.
Yeah, we are.
You've been going at her.
No. Who created the first?
I think Biden. No, it was Biden. I think, or Clinton.
No.
Clinton.
No. Trump
I don't
did
think none of us know what the hell we're talking
I don't know what
it
I'm
came
talking
out
about. I'm just
Trump.
riding with y'all.
It came out during
First step back is to get people out, right?
Yeah, I think the first step, it
First
started
Step
before
Act-
Trump, but it came out, Trump pushed it through, and that's
Trump
when it came out.
pushed through the First Step Act, niggas.
What does that mean?
What it means is stop dick riding.
All right. This is where I'm going to have to pause it because I have a feeling he's going to start spitting some shit. And it's either going to be woke or it's either going to be trash, if I'm being honest. So, deep breath. See what he's got to say, man. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Fucking Democrats so much they don't do shit for us and be dissing Trump and like they helping us attack.
Bro. Does you know what he's saying? You guys think we got woke yay? Or you guys think we got rambling yay?
See, like eating, we getting out of jail, we doing all this. This man Trump was like the most favorite white person, and y'all let media make it. We used to use him, and we ain't mention none of. We ain't know who none of these people are. We don't know who these people are. We don't know who the mayor of Chicago is. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. This person just came out the blue, and we still killing each other like crazy. You know what I'm saying? All these industry plants and these rappers and this and that. Y'all understand that?
Shout out to Industry Plant. If you guys don't know what industry plants are, it's actually very interesting. Very interesting. Check it out.
Mentally controlled and used, and you not loved. Y'all just simply like just a ticking, like they just counting on the killings, the deaths, the murders, the vote. You know what I'm saying? At the boardroom, when they want to like hire celebrities, they're like, how do we get this celebrity that relates directly to this financial group and the community? That's why they don't have. They might have black people. They ain't got dark skinned black people on these boards and these corporations. We are in modern day slavery, and at this point, it's like I put my life on it. This shit that I'm saying right here, bro. And let me tell you, I don't want no white Christians come up to me telling me how I shouldn't be cursing and what I should be doing. That's still other forms of. It was Christians in the KKK too. You know what I'm saying? Also, Christianity, there's Egyptian monks from back in 1300s. So when atheists tell us, oh, well, Christianity was thrown at you by the slave, no, it wasn't. Jesus been here. We the blood of Christ. That's our people.
This is the first time I heard of amen and drink champs ever. Holy shit. Holy shit. Shit got real.
So I'm trying to tell you, man.
For those of y'all that don't know the distinction between what Christianity, Catholicism, and all of those things are, the interesting thing is actually the fact that Christianity is for only those people that actually believe in following Christ. So, for example, Jesus Christ, right? And only following Jesus. Like, Jesus is essentially their God. And from there, Catholicism, and I don't know much more about the difference between Catholicism, but see, for me, in my Catholicism, it's the belief of a God, and then under that, saints, Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary, all of that. But it's very interesting to hear him talk and the way he's talking about religion. And it's very interesting to see the fact that he released an album where all the swears, everything was bleeped out of the album and taken off. And it's interesting to see Kanye go from an individual of whenever you would see him in the media on a platform that he would be able to curse, he would always say that he's not going to swear because he doesn't swear because of the fact that it takes off from his Christian scorecard. And from what I've seen in me following his journey, he's done a pretty good job of not cursing for so long. And now it kind of seems like now, he's switching it up within reason too. I mean, he makes a good point that, there was white Christians in the KKK, so why can't he curse? I mean that's true. He's right. He's right on that.
This is real, bro. And man, black people, we ain't gonna sit. I remember when I called to get Rocky out of jail. I called Trump. He said, man, Trump said, yeah, you my friend. My black approval rating went up 40%. When you came to the White House. Now everybody's like, yeah, he's so crazy. He's so crazy. Look at his hair. Look at he wearing. He wearing his hat. Blah, blah, blah. I'm protecting. Just what Jay said, I'm protecting you by saying a red hat. That's why I got so, irate about it. You know, by the way, we can all have an opinion.
I do agree with you that they do use influencers to, you know, for us to go different ways, and it's other than just on the internet. It's with politics and what have you.
Rap, me.
It looks like that was kind of a jump cut there, so it looks like they must have cut him off a bit. I kind of want to hear what this man has to say.
All have an opinion.
I do agree with you that they do use influencers to, you know, for us to go different ways, and it's other than just on the internet. It's with politics and what have you.
Rap music.
But like I was saying, he was denied without
Prejudice.
without prejudice, which means he can come back.
Oh, so that's a positive thing.
It's a positive thing. It's still open.
He
so
has
he
a
can come back.
chance to make it out because of the first step. He has a chance. Explain more to him.
Yeah, so that's why we building the team. When we go back, we want to have a stronger, just a stronger case with what we bring to them. So we
And how long
get
has he
extra
been
help.
locked up?
Said over 40 years.
47 years. My mother was
that's a
pregnant with me
lifetime,
when
man.
he
That's a
went to jail. I've been going to jail my whole life. I've never been
That's
arrested.
insanity, man.
When I was a kid, I used to get money from behind the toilet because he'd go in the bath. Well, that's how they made it look. He'd take me in the bathroom, get some money behind the toilet, give me $5. Come out, I was happy to see my father because I knew I would get $5, you know?
And
Wow.
all right, listen.
That's wild.
I just want to ask. Probably not even. What is? I'm not even qualified to ask this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So, at one point, was he the leader of this notorious gang? Because I know, but I don't really know.
I mean, there's no way around.
I'm in the same position. I know, but I don't really know. I want to know. Give me the answers, gay. Give me the answers, gay.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It is what it is. It grew. It started from somewhere.
Right.
And, you know, as he got older and his understanding grew and seeing young men coming to jail,
Right.
you know, he started doing other things. He, you know,
Right.
did things like you had to go to school if you was in there.
Right.
You know, when you came out, you were supposed to each one teach one in your community with, you know what I mean, different things. It was a thing called growth and development. It was a book. They act like it was a negative thing, but
Same
it
way,
was
like they say the Crips. Crips started out as a
Community-based
positive,
groups,
yeah,
right.
positive. Yeah.
But it was a guideline from becoming, from being a outcast to society to becoming a part of society, and trying to have economical and political and just building our own community back up, you know. But they said it was a gang book.
Right. So, what made you want to be involved?
Having economic and political freedom. Well, I was involved because all my niggas is GD.
Right.
We just all folks, and that's how we like grew up and da-da-da.
Is this Ye confirming what we thought, to say the least?
But
And what's the opposite? It's GDs and disciples. That's the opposite gang.
the opposite is Vivendi.
Did he just say Vivendi? Is that the people who own University?
Yes.
Jeez,
We
you
not
went there.
we not in the opposite gang at all. GDs and BDs and we all the same. We all on these blocks that we don't own, and we don't have any political say so. And without political say so, you cannot.
All right. He's spitting facts right here. He's spitting facts, and I'm very eager to hear what he has to say. This gentleman asked him, who's the opposing gang? And he said that there's no opposing gang, that they're all on the streets doing the exact same thing and don't have the political power or the ability to better their communities, so they probably most likely go out and do it themselves, and that's probably the perspective that nobody gets to see. So in this case, I think we're getting woke Ye.
Move your people forward. They can put whatever they want in the schools. They can put whatever they want in the food. They can put whatever they want in music. They can put whatever. What is it?
Yeah, but like he's saying, like my father used to bring, everybody together.
Wow.
You know what I mean? In peace to deal with
They together.
situations in the community. Everybody. So all the different organizations.
And it's those,
It
You know
seemed
what I
like,
mean?
it seemed
And
like
it's a lot
Chicago
of
got
different ones.
worse.
Anyone you name.
It seemed like Chicago got worse without the OGs in the building.
Definitely.
when I would go, I went to prison with my wife and with Common, and they had everyone on the yard. Then we went into what they call it, the high security. What's the name of the where it's
The
like
whole, pretty much, the boxes.
what was the more intense level?
You the whole.
No, but it wasn't a hole. It was just like glass like
Security
this.
place, okay.
High security place. And I looked, Andre 3000, Kendrick, me, RZA. It was all the versions of us that it didn't work.
That's crazy.
I was looking at it, I was like,
Yo, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
there's not too many styles.
That's an interesting way of walking into a prison and thinking that this could have been the alternative lifestyle that you would have lived if it wasn't for your art or your creation. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, Kendrick was affiliated in, if I'm not mistaken, the Bloods, right? Kanye is now obviously openly admitting that him and all his boys are affiliated with the GDs. I mean, he said Andre 3000. I'm not informed on Andre 3000, so I'm not going to speak on that. And Kanye's from Chicago. I mean, Kendrick from Cali, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he's from Compton as well. You know, neighborhoods that are necessarily known for that form of violence and that direction and path that most people usually head towards. Those people that you normally grow up in those neighborhoods, and that's where they end up, you know, channeling and funneling all of that their energy into, and they usually end up following the examples of the other people that they live amongst. And it seems like when Kanye had walked into a prison, it was just like, you know, he had kind of realized that in his head and was just like, yo, if this music shit hadn't have worked out for me, if this producing shit hadn't have worked out for me, like, I'd probably be sitting in that exact same cell with all of those people. In another life, I guess you could say, in an alternate dimension, timeline, whatever you may, whatever tickles your fancy. And not to be funny, but I'm being serious. In another life, that could have been him. And that's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's actually
Video
crazy.
game characters in this video game. It's like, I think it's like 8 archetypes or something. It's like you get the same character. Why is it? This is not to detract from this, but why is it always a star quarterback and all this GTA? This simulation. You know, but God, you know, victory favors the brave. God love this. God say we want Hoover home. Use what you got. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the lawyer. And let me tell you what lawyer is. Just since we hit all red buttons, we got the lawyer that just got Cosby out.
Let me relax. But he got Cosby out?
Yeah. And she is so funny. She came by the studio. And she wanted to take a picture with her friend, and I told her, don't take any pictures. She's like, oh, she ain't got nothing phone. I was like, let me see her phone. And she stood up, she started screaming at me. She's like, I don't even gotta be at the studio. I do stuff that's important. I say, I do stuff that matters. She started screaming on me in the studio. I was like, I like her.
Well, you
I
think
like
she
her.
was just taking...
No, she was just taking a picture with her friend because they was like, you know, happy to just be in the studio. We was recording and stuff, and like a couple weeks ago in New York. And I was just thinking like, I'm texting her real nice afterwards because I'm like, man, I don't want to tell Miss Wendy I lost our lawyer because I told her not to take a picture in the studio. But what I'm saying is she a real person. I actually brought her, you know what's beautiful when you lean into it? Because it was when we was in Atlanta and we brought a lot of different organizations you know, together. And actually, you know, because we had Dirk and Larry and me and Ruga and different people on that album, actually, you know, what Promise told me that be with Dirk all the time is that it actually has affected Chicago in a positive way. When Malik Yusef said it actually has, that Donda exercise, when we was at the Mercedes-Benz, I'm talking about this was like, we had everybody in there together talking. So it was, it already started a positive change. What I like is I leaned into this idea of let's get a better lawyer, because they got me on some, you can't wear a hat, you can't say this, you can't say that. It also made me like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, you know, work on Hoover cases much. And I'm like, man, no, I have to do this. God has called me to do this. And Manop,
It's beautiful.
was like, they had just got caught. Manop called Jennifer up, boom. She was into it. She's from Chicago originally, right? From Chicago, prison reform, watch this. She talked to my wife and gave her another code book while she was training to be a lawyer.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because I was given ideas for skits for SNL, and my wife was in a session with the lawyer that's training her, and the lawyer got on the phone and started making bad suggestions. And I was like, man, this dude's an idiot. They got an idiot training my wife. She gonna fail the bar the third time, because I feel like there's people who might not want, they don't want you. There's people who might not want Kim Kardashian to become a lawyer. Because you know what happens when Kim Kardashian becomes a lawyer? That shirt gets a little bit higher. The cleavage gets a little bit more covered up. It's 14-year-old girls, 17-year-old girls that's posing a little bit. They want to become a lawyer. She affects people in that way. And it's people...
He's speaking facts. He's speaking facts. I mean, let's say, for example, in a world where, and actually, I mean, that's one of her goals is becoming a lawyer. In a world where Kim Kardashian becomes a lawyer and starts to, you know, do this, like Kanye said, do this, all of a sudden, she's going to become that impact that I guess necessarily we need. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, I think we do necessarily need some sort of impact like that, because of the fact that, I'm gonna put it to you this way, because of the fact that what's the conversation that everybody has nowadays when it comes to the impacts of social media? It's the fact that these people that are growing up, these kids that are growing up, are growing up with the fact that they're looking at versions of people that show nothing but perfection, right? And we strive for perfection. We're not able to reach perfection. That's when we beat up on ourselves. And from what it appears as a male in the world looking out, and from my perspective, it appears that this is a lot more common with women, where they become a lot more self-conscious. And when Kim Kardashian becomes a lawyer, I think that would kind of start to change things a little bit more, in its own way.
That don't want her to affect these women in that way. They want her to affect them in that other way. And they could put a lawyer that give you all the right things and just enough wrong things that you just miss your test by this much. You get them next time. And it just so happened that God had me here, because I see the smallest thing. But when I see somebody move their hat like this from over there and be like, you know what I'm saying? So I heard him say this dumbass suggestion. I was like, and this is the person that you got next to you at all times? And it's hard because, you know, being a celebrity is hard to feel love. So those that are like psychology majors, they know how to make us feel like we loved. First of all, we very narcissistic. So who the hell does a real person gonna sit us, listen to us talk about ourselves?
I just learned that word the other day.
Who? If someone can sit around and hear you talk about you all the time, they not there for you. They working for somebody else, and it's their job to listen to you. They ain't no grown-ass person, self-respecting person got time to listen to all your damn problems all the time without never bringing up some of their problems. You know, this is what they call plants.
Right. Industry plants.
Industry plants. You don't think the most popular, most famous women in the world got plants? I don't think they got nannies. Hey, Kim. Hey, Kim. Oh, don't listen to Ye. He's so crazy. What? Big facts. What you talking about? But at the end of the day, I ain't got the paperwork yet. So I'm going to come on this joint and try to save my family and keep my family together and try to
Shout out, Ye. I respect that.
save his family, my extended family, and pull our family together.
I just want to make this comment. I beat them to the applause before they got there.
Hey, I just wanted to say, I know this your show and you come to give the flowers to Ye,
Yeah.
but I want to give all y'all flowers for, you know what I mean, allowing me the platform
Nah, of course.
to put this
Absolutely,
message out here. You know,
Of
it's
course.
been a long time. I've been fighting for a long time, and
Right.
it just needs to go as far as it possibly can. So,
Is there anything else that people could do to help?
Yeah.
well,
What's
at this
going on?
point right now, you can just keep checking the Larry Hoover Project on Instagram.
Okay.
And that's where the information will start. It'll be passed out at on what we're doing. We need maybe a petition or whatever it is we may
Right.
need to do. You know what I mean?
Because you got to think of sorry, but 47 years is kind of like a life
That
sentence.
is a life sentence.
is
Like
like-
he
it
already
is.
served.
His
life.
children
Like,
are
he
grown. He
deserves
got
to be
grandkids.
home.
That's a life
Like, that's
sentence.
real talk.
I mean, the people on his case, the same exact case,
Right.
filed the same paperwork home.
Right.
We don't know about you. We see you a little differently.
Right.
You was a leader. We don't know if you can come home and not lead people.
Right.
And at 71, you go lead people negatively.
Right.
Yeah, right.
71. Jeez.
Because that's what they don't want. They don't want us to have a positive leader. They want us to not have the redemption. That's what I say.
Like the verses that you talk.
Mama is dying around, daddy is dying around. Well, I want to know when daddy is back in town. Daddy's back in town. You get what I'm saying?
There's no redemption for him.
Yeah.
They, you know.
That's when when Hoover home, daddy is back in town. Like, it's
So are you? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Let you finish because I'm sitting back and I'm sitting hearing you saying ownership. Because one thing you said to me on the phone was, "I want to buy America." I don't know. You remember telling me that?
we weren't supposed to bring that part up. No.
I was supposed to.
No, go ahead.
But you really was-
what I'm saying, I'm going to.
That's like some real talk to me. Like he's like, "Yo, listen, we gonna buy America." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wait a minute." All right, Kanye, I gotta get a little bit more up. But I'm with you. But that's shit that people don't think about. Like even with the Wyoming move, like I said it right, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Like, so you bought the whole land out there?
I got 12,000 acres. I got 2 ranches in Wyoming, but we're gonna.
Hold up. I did not know this man had 12,000 acres. Holy shit.
Pull up because shameless name drop. Elon.
This man basically owned an entire national park. Like, bro. I swear. I went to Glacier National Park. Probably still not as big as the amount of land that Kanye owns.
Been telling me like, yo, you gotta come out to Austin, you gotta see what we're doing, what we're building out here. Jay Prince just said you gotta come out to Houston, you gotta see what I said, can I build on my land though? Cause they keep stopping what I'm doing. You know, it's about community building. I hit Thug up, I was like, I got the bars on it. One of it is the plumbing and irrigation. Make one system for the entire community. Put one farm in the middle of the community. Make it so there's no cars in the middle of the community. Base the diet that we plant around the Dr. Sebi diet. Use generators that you have to be on the grid a little bit when you're in America, but use the least amount of, you thought I wasn't gonna get myself killed in this interview. Use the least amount of on the grid energy as possible. Tesla said the earth is a giant generator, and it
Conductor,
is.
right, yeah.
Now, all of this information is this engines that run off trash, there's refrigerators that are silent, that run off fire. But we all been put into the program, into the grid, into the system. One of the things is this lady named Temple Grandin that changed the meat industry because she was on the spectrum. And she could feel the cows' pain, so she put them in these circular vats. And the cows, as they went to the slaughterhouse, they was happy, sort of like the music industry. Because
Okay. I think I see where he's going with it.
the cows happy on our way to the slaughterhouse. Now, but for us, our existence, for instance, the amount, like if I go into designs or any space, there's too many lights in every restaurant, especially in the middle of the day. Just use a skylight. In every restaurant, in every home, it helps you with your mental health. We all are on the spectrum somewhere. Just only a couple of us went to the hospital or have been diagnosed with medication. When I slammed that paparazzi that day, they made me go to anger management. I'm sitting there with Amber Rose at the anger management situation, and the anger management coach just keeps on hitting on Amber and then giving me some medication. That was the beginning of my medication. That was the snowball into eventually ended up being diagnosed as bipolar, which there's a lot of people who will say, I don't believe that you are actually bipolar. And anytime somebody wants to, say that I'm wrong about something, hide the truth, lie, they say, yeah, he's crazy. It's just the ultimate final cutoff to not have to listen. Like I said, we were raised into this life, racist, sexist, homophobic, but now also a phobia of things with mental health. So we feel like that could be the end of any conversation. Stop talking, stop thinking, stop feeling. You crazy. Stop being like, I don't like that one Drake line. You crazy. Stop being like, damn, I was the Louis Vuitton Don, now they got Virgil, and he got the Nikes at the same time. You crazy. Oh, you ain't voting for Kamala, you ain't voting for Biden? You crazy. Oh, you running for president? You crazy. Are you sleeping in stay? You crazy. Oh, you cut your hair different? You crazy. Are you wearing skinny jeans back in the days? You crazy. Are you walking around with the Hermes bags? You crazy. And I could do all these things to people, and I'm gonna tell you like this, for Britney Spears and for anybody, okay, I'm crazy, but what y'all gonna do about it? All this shit over with now. I'm not Billy crazy up out here. So y'all can say that crazy talk for somebody else. Y'all not gonna diminish what I'm doing and what God is doing with me in the future by trying to cut my legs off or cut my influence off by calling me crazy. That don't work. You know what I'm saying? They be like, you need your meds. You're not in your best mental state right now. No, I know what's going on, and I'm not having it. I'm Buffalo Bill. I'm one of them characters from the movie, back in the days. Think about There Will Be Blood. Man, they wasn't having it. I'm not having none of it from nobody ever, period, on my life, bro, on my mama, on God, period. I'm not having nothing, period. This the truth. We're gonna have to deal with the truth because we can't build communities off of lies. We gotta build communities off of a foundation. We build our foundation on the truth. Only the truth will set us free, man.
No, I shit, nigga.
Dang. That feels good to hear, especially coming from somebody who's trying to build their own community, which is essentially what I'm trying to do with this whole YouTube thing. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you really think about it, we're each individually creating our own communities. And, as crazy as this man is, I mean, when he says that only the truth will set you free and only the truth will allow you to build a community because the truth is essentially your foundation towards building that community, I mean, he couldn't be any more right. And I mean, coming from somebody who's attempting to build a community, an online presence, I mean, he's right. You can't fake this shit. I mean, you gotta be exactly who you are.
Watching you, nigga. This is beautiful shit right here. Right? I feel like we got a DJ question.
I feel like we're gonna have a part 2 of this interview.
This is part 1 and part 2.
Because we could talk about. I mean, life is a big keyboard, but we could talk about actual rap, how we chop this up, how me and Consequence
let me
We do need to talk about that.
But you do know you are our Walt Disney.
Yes.
Like, I want you to know that. Like, I remember watching interviews with you saying like you wanted to be that, but you actually accomplished that. Like when a Yeezy drops, when a sneaker drops, like our community goes crazy for it. Like when you said it, you said Yeezy jumped over the jump man. I don't know if you knew what you were saying, But
Jordan still won't meet with me. I'm trying to meet with Michael Jordan. I'm like, man, it's a song, man. But
He said, man, it's a song, man. That's funny as fuck. He said, Yeezy just jumped over Jumpman. Now Jordan doesn't want to meet with him. That's fucking hilarious.
No, Michael Jordan said this thing. It's like, why y'all acting like Virgil made me hot? These shoes is hot. Like, this is somebody I met with Michael Jordan that used to work with me. But Nike really ain't had shit since the Yeezys. They can't, but they could get it back. You know what I'm saying? There was a period where Drake I couldn't get no traction.
Okay, but let's go for the Red Octobers. Let's go for the Red Octobers.
But it was like, I was Nike and Drake is like Yeezy, a rap. Like, I'm Yeezy to what Nike is. And now with Donda, you starting to get some traction back. He put miracles on me. By leaning into that.
And we still wearing Nike socks. It's kind of weird.
Nike, man, but I'm wearing it because I'm not no slave to that. This is my partner. Like, tell me this. Adidas could sign Pharrell or sign Drake or sign Pusha, right? But I can't wear Nike? That's pretty one-sided. You get what I'm saying? Right. That's pretty one-sided, especially...
Sorry.
They was losing $2 billion when there was a $15 billion company, losing $2 billion when I got there. Now Yeezy's a $3 billion.
Oh, we got a legend in the chat. Shout out Joe. Thank you for joining us in the chat. You already know, baby. We had to do the Kanye reaction. Biggest Kanye fan on earth. So that being said, we had to hit him with a part 2, baby. But shout out Joe McAllister. Shout out the legend. Check out his DJing. If you haven't, Joe, drop it in the chat. Drop your IG, whatever you need to. Plug yourself. Shameless plug, baby. Shameless plug. Let's get you out there.
Company, and they a $60 billion company. So who got the short end of the stick? How was that engineered? You know, it's not to either we get respect directly from these companies or we do our own thing. But I don't.
Literally facts, bro. Literally facts. I might not have the money to buy all of his products, but I follow his story very well. This is a very influential man. He's very crazy. Most of the things that he said, even though they sound crazy, he accomplishes them. And I could only aspire to be half that. And that's kind of, I guess, what allows me to, follow his influence. But shout out Joe one more time.
I'm on their back. I'm going to lay them on their back. Gap, Adidas, I run it. I'm Putin. I run it. I'm laying them on their back. Until they... No, because I realized, I was like, man.
So real quick with what he's spitting about Adidas, the impact that Kanye has had on Adidas is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know the exact statistics, and I kind of want to Google them real quick, but this interview is already long as shit, so I'm just going to generalize it. The impact that Kanye had on Adidas is so ridiculous that he turned them, and I believe he just said it, from a certain amount of $1 billion company or $1 million company perhaps to billions, right? That's with a B. And also, I believe, skyrocketed their stock prices because of the Yeezy brand, right? And with that being said, this is not financial advice, but I know the impact that Kanye has with these brands and the influence that he has with the community, I guess you could say, to the point that I personally invested in the Gap because I know he has the impact to do the exact same thing that he had done with Adidas with the Gap. I mean, we're already seeing it with the Perfect hoodie. I mean, I've already run into so many people on the streets just wearing a regular hoodie. And the other day I was with one of my boys, shout out Themel, with one of my boys, and people literally just make comments like, yo, is that the Perfect hoodie? Is that the Yeezy hoodie? Like, they just know. Like, all it's going to take is this. I'm just saying. That's why I invested in that company, because of the fact that I know the impact that Kanye has, especially when it comes to fashion or anything like this. It's just almost obvious. It's just obvious. Crazy stuff. Crazy talk, baby.
I'm like young Putin, he said, until I realized that culture is a form. But what you say? No, what's funny?
Your reference to Putin is amazing.
No, it's accurate.
The Russian president.
Yeah. Because I was like, yo, I'm young Putin until I
from Chicago.
Until I realized
from O Block, right?
Yeah, no.
This is you talking about
Vladimir.
Yeah. I used to say I was young Vladimir until I realized I was Vladimir. You know the moment when I realized that it was? When I realized that culture is an oil. Culture is an energy. And I'm the king of culture for the past 20 and the next 2,000 years.
I gotta ask you this one question.
It's like, I love everyone. You get what I'm saying? Everything is equal. I'm that,
Joe, what's your favorite Kanye album?
a black person in America can't be labeled with something against another minority. I think that's unfair, and it's not even really about anti-Semitic. It's not a matter of, you hate Jews. No, it's a matter of control. It's a matter of the fact that blacks work for Jews, Jewish people, and blacks are Jews. Blacks are blood of Christ. Blacks are Hebrews, the 12 lost tribes, and that we don't know this. And it's like,
Facts.
bro, these is like,
Hold on, I missed that. I don't know.
and it's like, bro, these is like,
Missed a second. I literally said, hold up.
these is facts, bro, but it's up, man. Everything happened for a reason. Because I be thinking, I'm like, man, this the whole thing. I'm working for the Gap. Ain't nobody care about the Gap till we went to the Gap, bro.
That couldn't be more true. I'm gonna be honest, if it wasn't for Yeezy, I really do think Gap would be facing bankruptcy. Sure, they have, what does Gap have? Old Navy, they have Banana Republic, they have, I say Gap, Old Navy, Banana Republic, and then I believe there's a fourth one. But, I mean, even quite honestly, with all of those brands that they do have, at one point they would have had to file for bankruptcy. I couldn't believe that more. If not Old Navy, if not, no, I literally think Old Navy is probably the only one that would have survived because of the fact that I don't really hear anybody talk about Banana Republic or the Republic or anything like that, to be honest with you. And I never heard anybody talk about Gap until Kanye went to Gap. So without his influence, I really do think that they probably would have had to file for bankruptcy at one point.
Saying it's like I moved that stock. They be doing all kind of behind the back.
So I don't know what he's about to talk about behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure. But this is actually true. Again, I hold stake in Gap, so I know the fact that even when there was rumors about Kanye going to Gap and they had done the whole thing in Chicago where they covered the entire Gap store in just like a drape fabric, just with a handwritten Kanye letter that he posted on Twitter or Instagram. And even when he just posted that, the impact that it had on the Gap stock is probably one of the highest prices I think I've ever seen it in the past 3, 4, probably even past 5 years. I don't think it's ever been that high. And right now it's approaching the exact same price point that it was in that period that I am telling you was when originally Kanye had announced that he was going to be going towards the Gap and ending his whole relationship with Adidas, which I don't think he really, I mean, he had said he was going to stop releasing shoes under Adidas, but I mean, he's
But even when they dropped the hoodies, they made it look like the Drake cover on purpose and didn't show me. You know, it had the multiple colors. I don't know if you remember, you could do this overlap.
I didn't even think about that, but you know what? When I did look at the perfect hoodie, it did make me think about the CLB album. Because it has the exact same color palette. And he's right, but let's see.
Boom, show that on the screen. And I'm just saying, I tell them, you know what I mean? The banks, the fact that I'm not on the boardrooms is a form of supremacy. And it's a matter of just like, yo, Steve.
I think Ye is a underrated album for sure. Probably one of his better projects, where we actually get to see a glimpse of like his mental instability. And I think in some way that's also healthy for him, but I think it's also healthy for us as listeners to hear because of the fact that it really does help us with, you know, realizing that it's okay to be upset. It's okay to feel this way. Other people feel this way too. And I think sometimes that, you know, that's very important. I think that's why Kid Cudi has one of the biggest impacts on on the hip hop community and just the community in general. You know what I mean? The pop culture.
Had to go down for 5 years. So there might be a moment, post this interview, post whenever, where it says Kanye, or the artist, the human being formerly known as Kanye West, is no longer the richest black man in America. He's homeless. But just wait 2, 3, 4 years, and Terminator, Putin, whatever you want to call it, Ye will be back, and we're gonna be back, bigger, better, more community than ever, because all the people that will be afraid of this don't need to be around, because it's get free time. It ain't
us that don't know, right? Because you just spoke about being on the boardroom, right? Yeah. For us that don't know, we also heard you say like you almost made like $2 billion or something like that with them. Why is it so important to be in the boardroom? Tell us, like, break it down for people who don't know.
Decision making, I would assume.
Wow. Decision making. Like I heard this manager say one time. He said, "You know what I hate about artists? They take 80% of my money."
Jesus.
That's how much the manager controls. Last night when I was watching a fight, this boxer was out there, bah, nah, bah, and the dude from the side, he was overweight. He's screaming out, "Go low, go low, go low, ha, bye-bye." He's telling them what to do, right? When the dude started bleeding, that dude got up, stopped the fight. He wasn't even out there boxing. He was just control of everything from the back. That's why they say Jake.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I just think it is what it is. You know, for me, it's like a Steve Jobs kind of personality. I can't be, you know, can you go?
Go over there. Go over there. You fucking them up, man. Come on.
It's just in my
you fucking up.
You like, you ain't going.
I always find it so hilarious, man, when people like fuck up his like his flow, his thought process, his ability to speak. I find it so hilarious. Look back on like interviews with even Joe Olstein, I believe is that the guy with the huge church. There was a guy that I believe was talking or something like that in the background. Mind you, it's a huge facility, but it must have been one of those people that was on stage, starts talking literally in the middle of what he's saying during the presentation to thousands of people. He literally just goes, "Hold on, sir, can you please stop talking because I can't hear myself think. I'm in this stream of consciousness and I just need to really just be in the moment." And he just literally you hear the entire stadium dead silent. I just find it hilarious. Like, this man must have had a fan like hitting him with air on the back of his head and just like just told these guys like, "Hold up, I can't really think." But it's just hilarious the way that people really just like tailor to Kanye once he says that, like, you know, he's losing his like stream of consciousness or his flow.
It's like, Biggs, can you go over there too?
Or it might even just be a person that's just standing in the back of the room that just makes him feel uncomfortable.
I just said it more politely.
Facts, legendary.
So
you see this guy, he's fighting.
Yeah.
You don't see it as a good thing or a bad thing. It just is what it is.
Boy, nothing is good or bad, is it? It all just is what it is at this point. It's just all just is what it is. And you know, there's two type of archetypes: clout-thirsty whores and power-hungry maniacs in this game called life. This is Cowboys in it.
Can you say that again?
Nope.
Okay. You rewind it, no problem. I don't know what it was. It was too deep.
No, I meant to say sluts.
Okay.
Now, we all are a combination of all that. So let's say it's only one type of archetype in this game: power-hungry maniacs. That would be the name of our video game of life. Power-hungry maniacs. Power-hungry maniacs. What kind of power? Because you could have passive-aggressive power. You know, you could have people, you know, how you feel. Nothing. Somebody, you know, you didn't piss them off and they don't talk back to you. They make you feel something. You know what I'm saying? And, man, how many wives is really in control of the house? You know what I'm saying? They got the full technique. It's like the man, yeah, you the man of the house. That means you ain't controlling shit. Because the wife got the kids. They got the sex. They got the clothes. They run the nanny. They blah, 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 blah. You don't. Really, it's like women can basically run the globe. Let me tell you, OnlyFans, women, when they were doing it, it wasn't particularly for power, it was more attention, because in general, woman wants their flowers, they want their attention. with a man.
We talking about OnlyFans?
Yeah, OnlyFans.
Okay, all right.
With men, we lower our power for just desire. Men, we just be horny. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna text these girls a DM or whatever they do on OnlyFans.
I'm gonna put this out there. There's a line that I said long time ago to one of my homies. I was like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I didn't give a shit about money or pussy, I'd probably rule the fucking world. And I don't even think it's just me as a person. I think it's just anybody in general.
I get my OnlyFans off of Reddit. I bootleg the OnlyFans.
Wait.
I don't.
Yo, yeah. Yo, the fact that Ye knows the trick, bro. That is mad goofy, man. That is mad goofy, man.
So
You watching bootleg OnlyFans? That's the headline right there.
That's billionaire shit right there. That's billionaire shit right there.
all these OnlyFans gonna be so mad at me.
No, facts. I mean, this is probably, like, I've seen all of the interviews with Kanye. And I'm going to be honest with you, most of them, I feel like he's kind of holding back. And then this is just, boom. I'm saying it like how I thought it. Just like the first thing that comes to mind, he just puts it out into the universe and doesn't hold back like you're saying, man. And I think this is a very great platform for him to do this. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I had basically mentioned that this podcast in general, they don't just bring Ye all of this energy. I watched a podcast with Vince Staples, who I would say in comparison to Kanye and Vince Staples, I mean, you know, I'd probably put Kanye here and Vince Staples like right about here, but Vince Staples, I'm just gonna put this out there, man. One of my favorite albums of the year, and I was watching the podcast with Vince Staples on this podcast, and they brought the exact same energy. It was like they were interviewing Kanye right now, but they were doing it with Vince Staples, and like these people are genuinely like, you know, hip hop heads, I guess you could say. They're genuinely in it for the culture. And they're not in it for the cloud or nothing like that. They're just doing it for the culture, man. So I think it is a great platform, and I'm glad that he did it on this platform. And I think Drink Champs is just going to become so much more popular than what it is or what it was. I mean, I might even call it. I'm going to call it. It's probably going to be bigger than Joe Rogan in the future.
As an artist, would you want people to bootleg your shit? So, but whatever type of interaction that, because I know, you know, from being single for a bit, it be a bunch of OnlyFans. They not hoes at all. They just get money, but it don't even be about the money or it be about the showing off. It really is more about the attention, because they look up and it's like you look, you know, like from my phone, it's like when I wake up. Like, if I don't have, like, 10 texts or something, you know, my, what is that? Your serotonins and dopamines and stuff that is a little bit lower. When I see those 12 texts, it kind of goes up. It kind of brightens, and you want to read. Man, even if it might be some bullshit, but you just, like, read. The best thing we got as people in this game of life is people. Then you talked about your father talking through the toilet. You know, the ability to just have a conversation. You know, is the best thing. Like this, right? We're going to have it. Might be a little bit of uproar here, but it's going to be a conversation. It goes away. We come back a year later when it's going to be more conversation. This conversation that we understand each other, we get more civil. And the fact that we are in a conversation, you know, is us headed to a more lighter level of a being that we can talk it out. You know, like certain things that I've said today, people want to cancel. There'll be people who might want to cancel me for it. Oh, so I can't have a conversation? You can't have a conversation if you don't start with your actual opinion. You know, they'd be like, what's the name? People, when I say pro-choice, they'll start bullying me at the table. Like, what? And I'll be like, hey, I'm Christian. This is my opinion. And I'm not the governor of Texas, so I'm actually not in a position to make that opinion. But I will make this orphanage. I will lean into my opinion. That's the 1984 thought control, ain't it? That you can't have an opinion.
What's your favorite part of the game? Is it making the record or performing the record?
right now, the Game of Life, this would be a part of the performance. But I like both of them in music. You know, that's the thing. I told Jay Prince last night, I said, man, I'm gonna get back to performing. You know, because of COVID, you know, you start to forget, you know what I'm saying? I told Anna Wintour the other day, I was like, yo, you need to style something with me. She the head of all the Condé Nast, right? But she was a stylist at one point. You know, it's fun to just go and just put the outfits together. You know, like I'll be styling Kim. That's a language of love for me. You know, that's how I bagged up in the first place. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I pulled up. I had the Balmains and the jackets and stuff. I pulled the jackets and the shoes. And actually, so after the Taylor Swift moment happened, I did a personal exile to myself, and I went to Japan. And Virgil was my assistant and lead designer with me at the time. Before we had Donda as the idea for a design company, and he basically had the laptop. And we would be in a Japanese room, and we had an opportunity to work at Fendi, and there's a guy named Michael Burke, who's now the head of Louis Vuitton, who actually hired Virgil, that I'd be talking to him. So I'm telling all of America hate me. You was wrong. You wrong for this one. You won't win this. You know, everybody telling me, you shouldn't have ran on stage. You were rude. God forbid. So, I'm there. Then we get the opportunity to go to Fendi. So me and Virgil moved to Rome. We work at Fendi. And on the weekends, we would go to visit Giuseppe Zanotti, and he had let us stay at his castle. He called it the castle that he had before his divorce. He lost his castle too.
Okay. You say that like you imply like you lost your castle.
Yeah, you see that? You just see
I did see the Hidden Hills.
She bought the castle.
About the castle.
How does this work out? How do y'all?
You know. So Giuseppe Zanotti would have he taught me how to make heels. Like, so if you think about all the Yeezy heels that ever happened, the clear heel, just different things I did, I learned from Giuseppe Zanotti. And also, I actually, on the low, designed the double zipper Giuseppe Zanotti sneaker when I used to work with Giuseppe. And Virgil was there the whole time taking notes, like. Then I would take a shoe. Yeah, he was so I would take a shoe, and there'd be one person I would think about that I want to show these shoes. It would.
That is absolute facts. That is absolute facts, brother.
Him. And I would go to her house.
Before she was your girl.
Before. I would go to her house, and I would have her try on the shoes. And one of the shoes actually came out as Giuseppe Zanotti, and it just almost looks like kind of like this, and it has like this
gold. Tell us we got style too? That's what you're trying to say? All right, we're going to take that. Go ahead and continue. I'm sorry.
I mean, this is God ordained. So my daughter's named after you. So
that's right. You heard that? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So they had this gold plate. I don't know if any of the ladies here will remember the Zanotti, but it looked like almost like an armor shoe or something. It had this gold plate, but I would take it. I designed that. I would take it over to Kim's apartment and have her try. I only have one shoe, because I always picture this idea of like how she's going to the Met now and wearing these outfits and getting like, Balenciaga to dress her from head to toe.
Very interesting, actually. So, as we know, or if you don't know, Kanye had basically made Kim into who she is today, right? But it's not just Kim. It's basically the entire Kardashian family. Before he had actually been in the picture and Kardashians had become a lot more popular of a show and a reality TV show, Chris, which is basically the mom and the manager, the momager, for those of you who keep up with the Kardashians, the momager, basically was booking them all sorts of, what are they called, promoters, sponsors, whatever you want to call them, like how YouTubers just, sponsor anything, basically. And, had them with any form of sponsorship. But basically, when Ye had come into the picture, he is basically big on the fact that, no, you gotta be the best dressed, you gotta look the most minimalistic, it's all about minimalism now, you gotta look cool, you gotta, utilize your community, and it's not necessarily about the sponsorships, but it's about building a brand, and you are that brand, so basically investing in yourself, yada 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 yada, etc., etc., etc. But the question is, who made Kanye, right? And yes, we could probably think about the fact that, Kanye for the most part has always been innovative in his style, but what if I told you that he necessarily wasn't as innovative in his style and in his choice of design and picking and styling? I would say that I would have to give the credit to his ex-fiance before Amber Rose, and because of the fact that she was actually a fashion designer who had basically put Kanye onto the fact of fashion design, architecture, and all that sort of stuff. So, in order for one person to make that person, which in this case, in order for Kanye to have made the Kardashians, somebody had to have made Kanye. And that somebody is his ex-fiance. So, just kind of wanted to throw that out there.
So that was my language of love, to be styling. So I talked to Anna Wintour, the head of Vogue, and I was like, yo, we need to style. And I said that to say touring. I need to go ahead and grab that mic because I'm one of the best, if not the best performers in the world, the best at stage design, and also when I called Travis Boyd earlier, that's not on some man-to-man stuff. That's on some competitor NBA kind of stuff. I respect Trav. I respect John.
You boy just now?
No, early. I was like, boy, what I did early in the interview, if y'all keep that part. It's just, if I'm the father, because I'm the father, the sons got to know they the sons. And if you get out of line while I'm still in this king place, I got to let you know that you my son, and that's what it is. And we can't get nowhere around that. That's why you asked me if I do a verses with, or what I do with something with Jay. I was like, man, I'm Jay's son. He the boss. He the boss at the end of the day. I work for Jay. Anytime Jay calls me for anything, I'm going to show up. I'm sure I'm going to get mad. He's going to piss me off or something like that. And this is just more cultural. This is like, we don't got to communicate in these...
If Kanye wasn't with Gap, quite honestly, I think I would want to see him back at Nike. I really would want to see him back at Nike because I have a feeling that Nike would have a lot more resources available to Kanye to not just better improve the design of the shoe or design of the clothing, but better improve the performance aspect as well. They have a lot of technology that, allows them to find the source of a lot of things, whether that's like, where do you put pressure on your feet with the specific shoe or like things like that. I mean, I'm sure and they have the whole Oregon campus where they basically have all of that technology, and I feel like if he had all of that technology accessible to him, I mean, I think he would be able to create some ridiculous things. And because of the fact that Virgil Abloh is also head of Louis Vuitton, but also collaborates with Nike, I think, that would mean the fact that eventually at some point that would cause for a Virgil Abloh, head of Off-White, and Louis Vuitton collaboration with Yeezy, and that being said, Kanye. So I think that's just kind of like probably that'd be where I would want to see Kanye is back at Nike, to be honest, because I know the fact that he would make some ridiculous things. Some people say checks over stripes. They may not be capping. But for the time being, if this man is with Adidas, I'm going to have to stick with Adidas. You know what I'm saying, baby?
On the 8th page of the contract and move around in different kind of ways. You just need to really be straight up because we'd be quicker to kill each other than we are to talk something all the way through. Let's just communicate. Let's communicate. Okay, people might have their opinion on what I said. Well, let's communicate about it.
But let's talk about that.
Yeah.
This one night I believe it was in Miami. I could be wrong. And you got on stage and you gave Jay these words.
Yes.
Why didn't you pick up the phone and just call him?
I did that too.
Oh.
I've done this too. Or sometimes he won't want to talk to me because there's people who, even when I said, when I saw Jay, we had a nice, polite conversation at Bernard Arnault's wedding. Bernard Arnault is the head of Louis Vuitton, richest man of all time. So they just did the Tiffany campaign deal with them. I said to Bernard Arnault at the wedding, because it's his son's wedding, and I said, Bernard Arnault, when I'm the richest man of all time, I hope my son is cool enough to hang out with Kanye West. It was like a double compliment to myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but when I saw Jay, one of the things I was talking about something, someone said, when somebody talks to me, I'm gonna talk about 5 things at once. And I said, the one thing he said, oh, that's a conversation.
This man literally just said, I'm gonna talk about 5 things at once. Yo, that just goes to show how fucking fast this man's mind is just crazy.
1.5. And afterwards, I was thinking, I went to the bathroom, I was like, man, it's not always about the conversation you wanna have. It's about the conversation. So if I have a conversation that Jay don't want to have, he gonna avoid the conversation. If I have a conversation that Drake don't want to have about what did this line right here mean, though, he gonna avoid the conversation. You know, and by the time I'm like, y'all avoiding conversation, I say it out loud, I'm now the crazy one. And I be trying to just like, yo, man, let me just
talk. That's the Mike Tyson reference of biting the ear off.
You just bite the ear because, you know, it's like I be feeling like everyone is just so for the media. You know what I'm saying? It's just how does it look to black media? How does it look to social media? How do we not look crazy? People's whole idea is like this search of not looking crazy. But when Jay-Z became my idol, you know, it was when he said, come and get me. I saw Jay-Z in the middle of a fight in Atlanta or something, just standing extremely stoic in that situation. I was like, I love Jay-Z.
A boxing fight or a regular
Yeah, it's just
fight?
like one of them random, like, Jermaine Dupri weekends and shit, and everybody running around, all this type of shit. He just, you know, or the shit, you know, when I had to get into, I was just like, man, Jay-Z is my,
Right.
you know, at the end of the day, I always lean, it's another thing I want to say also.
Let's say it.
Here goes the 5 things at once, bro.
I'm sorry to all the backpack community. You know, due to the fact that I was from the streets, but I never killed anybody, it was just easier for me to pose like a backpacker. But I actually really love street niggas.
What the fuck? What the fuck? He made everybody seem like he was gonna talk about some real ass shit. This is so funny, man.
And I don't really listen.
We're gonna have to hear that one more time. The way that he brought it up. I'm gonna talk about something else.
You know, at the end of the day, I always lean. It's another thing I want to say also.
Let's say it.
It's another thing I want to say also.
You know,
The way he brings it up, bro. The way he brings it up. This shit is so funny. He said he was gonna talk about 5 things at once, and the way he brings it up.
Another thing I want to say also.
Let's say it.
You know, I'm sorry to all the backpack community. You know, due to the fact that I was from the streets, but I never killed anybody, it was just easier for me to pose like a backpacker. But I actually really love street niggas.
Bro, tell me that's not funny, bro. Tell me that's not funny as fuck.
Yeah, and I don't really listen to backpack music like that. I listen to Cash Money, Jay-Z.
Okay, when you say backpacker,
Yo, Joe, I forgot you pull overnights, bro. Have a good night, big dog. Peace.
say something.
I pose as a backpacker.
But that scene accepted you quicker as an MC.
Yes.
You know
Backpack
what I'm saying?
MCs, we're gonna let's just
Shout out to Backpack Kid.
name a few. That's Talib.
Exactly.
Dilated.
Most
Yes.
Slum Village.
Yeah.
And so you say you're not really from there.
Not at all. I was using.
You say, oh shit, I don't know what to do.
That's over honest.
Yo, this is gonna be all over the news tomorrow, bro. This is gonna be all over the headlines. This is gonna be all over Breakfast Club, Snapchat, Twitter. Basically, everybody's just gonna be saying, "Oh, Kanye was in Southside. Kanye was on Southside. Kanye was just false repping." I guarantee you, this is going to be one of those things that you guys are going to be seeing tomorrow.
Apologize once again to Kweli. I'm sorry, I never fucked with your raps.
But we recently seen you with Dave Chappelle. Y'all was all hanging out. Was Talib there?
Oh shit, I did just see that nigga.
Yo, bro. No. That's going to be everywhere. Like I said, this is going to be everywhere.
I totally forgot. Oh man, nah, I'm really gonna have to fight this man.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be 10 niggas with fitted caps from 12 years ago chasing me.
The fitted caps, he's not letting it go.
What? Oh, shit. I've never been this. I'm throwing off. But you did see Chappelle after Chappelle's controversy. Because obviously you heard about the controversy. They really trying to cancel that.
Man, if they don't get the fuck up out of here, bro, it's like, man, bro, what cancel what? What cancel? What we canceling out here? It was the Stranger Things commercial where Dave Chappelle was in it. I don't know if you saw it, but the girl was like blowing people through the wall and shit or something like that. Maybe that's the wrong terminology. This girl was using her mind to telekinetically push people through air. And Dave Chappelle jumps out. He says, "Do me. Do me. Man, enough of this shit already, boy. Y'all just wait till someone ain't affecting the stock and y'all just take them out one by one to impose fear on anybody with freedom of thought. When I smack the shit out you when I see, don't tell me what the fuck to do ever in your life, boy. None of y'all Hollywood plant-ass niggas tell none of us what we do. This our culture now. It's up. You can't cancel none of us. It's up, boy. And all of y'all scared niggas that's running around doing what these Hollywood niggas telling you to do, fuck y'all, man. It's up. Y'all either is about our culture that we grew up about, or you about yourself, selfish, scared-ass house niggas. So they canceling what?
Oh, no.
This is going to be also all over the news tomorrow. This is going to be all over the media. I mean, by news, I mean media.
Shit. I be irritated.
He got turned.
We can tell.
I'll be slightly just irritated.
So,
Oh no, Claudia, you caught me at the worst time. Yo,
I want to ask you this. It's probably...
I'm still live streaming, by the way. Yeah. Sorry, it's a long interview. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, ignorant question, but it's probably not. What do you love more, music or fashion? If you had to pick one, right?
Ooh, we're getting into the juicy questions now. I think this is a good question because of the fact that I genuinely wonder. I think every Kanye fan wonders, which one does he love more? I think it's music, because he said that he knows that God put him on this earth to simply just make music. But hey, maybe he's just more of a designer than I think he is.
Would you?
Ooh, because I like the visual presentation and I like the sonic presentation. But if I had to pick one, I would do music. Yeah, my family, I'm a garmento more than I'm a designer. But
I don't know what that word was, but I just didn't want to stop you.
a garmento is like the fashion district.
Like garments?
Garments, yeah. We are the garmentos. Like I got cousins that got locked up for clothing, for selling bootleg cross
Stealing
colors
polos?
and
Cross colors?
no, not for
Are you
stealing
back
polos,
there?
for selling.
For creating them.
Creating and selling massive amount and driving around in BMWs. My family been rich. We been, all my family had big houses. You know.
They open the door like the police. I don't like it. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, all my family had big houses, nice. It's so funny. I show everybody my house whenever I do a new house, and everybody's so impressed except for my family.
Right. But because you recreated your house on stage, correct?
Yeah.
That was your childhood.
That was. I was looking at the architecture. I was like, man, that's actually a nice house. We actually turning that house into a church.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I seen you bought it.
Yeah. And just putting everything around the block and just healing the blocks, the farms. It's like it's going. You know, it's going to happen. In Jesus' name, we pray. It's going to happen that the city's going to be healed, that the old man is coming home, that we ain't going to have to be killing each other for little things that we don't own, that we're going to be out of this. Like, God, your people are ready. Your people are ready to come home, to be free of these years of mental imprisonment, social, emotional, cultural imprisonment that society has put us in. Y'all placed them guns in our communities. Y'all strategically took the leaders out, placed them in 23-and-1 type of situations. Yo, it's done. Time's up. It's finished. You got two people you got me and Chappelle. We ain't scared. There's gonna be some more people that ain't scared. There's gonna be some more people that ain't scared, and they ain't really prepared. You know, for this. And all you have to do is not be scared. God favors the brave. You ain't got to fear nothing but God. And don't be scared about nothing they're going to bring out on you. This is that. You know what I'm saying? All the words and this tape and we got this. Boy, listen, we got a community to raise up. We got a people to save. We have to make this different. We no longer slaves, bro.
Right.
No more of this record industry shit. And I know it's easy for me to say because I'm out of this contract, but I put in the work though. You know, when I put that shit up, I be like, man, this is some Bruce Lee. I'm putting my kids' life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like really standing up to the system. When I was putting up the Vivendi family, I'm talking about these men, French own 80% of the African banks and then China buying the rest. This is Africa, the greatest resources, but what we don't know how to do, take our own land and turn it into something. We know how to get on a phone and look at some videos and try to become musicians. I love Jay-Z said, got us forced all into entertainment, you know, rap, sports and entertainment or something until we even. But so, you know what? I do have to give Jay, obviously, his credit as a CEO. Everyone's got their own way. You know, we got to understand we are inside of a slave ship. So sometimes I'll be like pointing fingers at people like, you ain't speak up, you ain't do this. And they're like, I know, you know, we gotta be, you know, it's kind of like, I was dating this one girl, I'm not gonna say her name, so I could tell the story without seeming like a shot. And it was almost like when she came and saw me, like I told you, I'm like a Vic or something, you know, I say yes to everything. And it was almost like she was taking all of this water, metaphorically, she was taking the water out the top of the fridge, and she looks around at all my friends and says, man, y'all don't see all these water bottles at the top? Y'all crazy, y'all wanna get some water? I know y'all thirsty, y'all wanna get some water? And they said, I know, we just take it from the bottom.
Deep. I don't know why. But it's deep.
Meaning like they all stealing. And the way I look to Jay-Z is like the person that's announcing that the water is there. And Jay is like, we just take it from the bottom. We gonna make it there. Virgil is like, don't worry, I'm here, I'm with you. I'm just inside. They not finna let you inside. You see your last interview? Who the hell gonna hire you, man? What you talking about? You telling them you're gonna blow them. There's no you're not using a Trojan at all. You raw dogging the whole game, you know what I'm saying? So everyone's got their technique. And of course, like, what I liked when I saw the Lakers play, they made a team that was exactly like LeBron. They was so tall.
So the new Lakers? With Westbrook?
Yeah.
With Melo?
They so, yeah.
AD?
No. Not this team. I love
You're
this
talking
team.
about Magic?
No. LeBron's team 2 years ago that he made. Everyone was so tall that they had to throw the ball down to do an alley-oop. They was all like LeBron.
I'm not sure how this way's going.
No, what I'm saying is they built a team that played exactly like him.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
That's something like, if you think about, when I think of like Biggs, Jay, and Dame, I saw the same person. And I saw an Ultra Boost when Beanie came. It's like, no, Beanie like, no, I'm like this too. Nigga, that's what it is, right? So even like now as I do this, I'm up here, I'm going to Elon house, you know, just sleep at his crib for like a week next month. Just because we the same.
Just cause.
We play the same, bro. We play the same, bro. So I'm just looking like, who wanna play ball like this?
I need more rich friends, man. I'm going to be honest, man. I just need
Absolutely.
way more rich friends, man.
Yeah.
At least gotta step it up. I don't want to spend the night at none of y'all niggas' cribs over here. What the hell is going on? I'm just playing. Okay, I'm just trying to make a joke. That's all. Continue.
Yeah, man, just go back to that thing when I was talking about, I was
Where
screaming.
does Eli live? In Mars?
No, not just inside of his head.
Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga.
Yeah.
So you going to sleep in his crib in Mars or Mercury?
Mars. He wants to get to Mars.
Well, I asked them, I said, you know, I've got the gardens. We started doing vertical gardens at the school like a year and a half ago. And, you know, because I'm a taste guy. I'm like,
You gonna go to space?
I'm with it.
You gonna go to space?
I'm with everything. I will go anywhere. But if I'm not dead and God's not finished.
Because they ain't gonna call me, right? But do they call you? Do they say, yo, you want us?
Well,
Like,
Elon would take him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm more
I
actually.
thought he went. Oh, that was the Virgin nigga that went.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, he never went on?
He hasn't went there.
Okay.
But I'm more concerned about our space down here on Earth, and actually our use of space. You know, I slept at Axel Vort's place for 3 days learning about sacred proportions. So sacred proportions are like a Catholic church has a certain dimension. People talk about the golden section, a cube. You know how you go into a church and it makes you feel a kind of way? All of this kind of information has been taken, you know, from us. And these sacred proportions were used to be like the Gucci belt back in the days. Even if someone has sacred proportions, they could be killed for it. Now I know I'm talking about, this is the part where the interview goes like 5 years from now. You know what I mean? It's like, he's talking about sacred proportions. Now I'm saying, we are the iPhones. We collectively are, God is in us. We collectively can live life at the happiest level. But I am like Temple Grandin, who we spoke about earlier, this person that's on the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? Might not be all the way bipolar, but somewhere on the spectrum, somewhere Rain Man territory. I remember showing my wife Rain Man saying, you thought you married Tom Cruise, but you married Rain Man. But someone who calculates this and things that I would do to change environments, our space, would help everyone. Would help everyone. You would be calm, relaxed. It's like a spa, the type of information. You know, my mama speaks through my daughter, and she said no cursing on the album. The album came out 2 days later. The clean edit, I like the Mike Dean edit of the clean edit. We had this engineer, Urko, did an amazing job, but Mike Dean does this echo. So we're doing the clean again. The album came out 2 days late because I took the cursing off, right? Because as families, they just don't need all that cursing in their living room like that. We not only proving that we could do songs for God and put Jesus' name on high, we also showing we could do albums without cursing that's actually competing. Don't think that we gotta say, I'ma fuck your bitch, I'ma sell this pussy, I'ma kill you in order to sell records. Right. Don't let the plan that they told Bone Thugs and Harmony keep our communities out of harmony.
Because you made Jesus walk and you never going to hell.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I veered from that. You know what I'm saying? God already showed me. And then I got in and I got the jewelry. And then I've always liked, you know, light-skinned girls with a fat ass. All this and I need more jewelry and I need the car. Matter of fact, there was this one time I was with the girl from the Uchi Wally video at this diner on 14th Street.
Took it to Queensbridge? Yeah, all right.
So,
I didn't know Queensbridge got involved.
and they
Chill out.
Okay, you don't know. Listen. All right.
Nah, come on, relax. We skipped it on the episode with Melissa.
what was that?
I'm gonna let you finish first, but then we go on to listen. This girl was in the Uchiwali video and they slutted her out. Okay, I'm sorry.
She wasn't my girl at the time.
They slutted her out.
Did she live?
She didn't get
I'm
slutted out.
sorry.
Did she live in an apartment that was so small that her bed was over the kitchen?
Damn, you
so my legs is hanging over the sink.
Okay. Okay.
I can't get no traction up there. You got traction?
He's so mad right now. He's never downgraded this story. I'm sorry. But it was you.
You have your own version of the story.
Smash that too. Come on. I'm sorry. Okay, continue.
Ooh, she Wally.
Wait, here's how we know it's the same girl. Was she also in the Big Pimpin' video?
Damn, dog. You
That's
trying
what-
to do investigation?
That's when we know it's the same girl, because he hates this story.
All right, so
You don't know? All right,
No,
okay,
no,
let's
no.
just move on. Go ahead.
So I go to I'm driving around and I got the G5
G-Wagon, Mercedes-Benz.
and I go to the diner on 14th Street and and these bloods come in because I'm just sitting there. I'm with this. I think I'm with
This is when Beanie Siegel comes and helps you out?
yes.
Okay,
I'm
I
with
know the
Jay.
story.
See, I'm so with I think I'm with Jay Ivy. I might have been like this poet. And
People to be with. When the
yeah,
bloods come in.
it was
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? This story was so crazy
Killed that.
I actually had to call my girl and tell her. It's funny because I was like with another girl. I'm like, I had to call my girl afterwards, and she was like, "You was with Floetry?" Sorry, Jay Ivy, but this is what my girl used to call Jay Ivy.
Okay.
So Beanie came in, you know the story, and boom, that was the rest. I got to go home, smash, flawless victory.
Oh, you smashed the EFN girl. This story has been living forever. I know she hates you, by the way. Does she hate
But
me?
you made up the story, man.
I changed
She was
it.
my ex by that time, bro. We wasn't dating no
Hey,
more.
man, you still get ragged. Yo, Leezy, easy, yo, yeah. I can keep going with you, brother. I'm being honest. I just want to thank you. I don't know why'd you hit me. Listen, I have ability sometimes I used to sell drugs, right? I'm sorry, I know that's not a great.
That was a superpower.
But when you hit me, I knew this was great positive energy. Like I literally was watching The Sopranos, falling asleep, and my shit just rang. And I said, that's money right there. And I picked up.
Yeah.
And it was my billionaire friend. Yay. But you didn't have to do this.
Multi.
Multi. Excuse me, sorry. But just for lack of a
You know what I hate about one billionaires?
Okay.
They could go to Taco Bell and not be a billionaire anymore. Go, keep on.
No, I can't let you just go away.
Making us thousand next to terrible.
Wait a minute. Okay.
You know what I hate about one billionaire? I just thought that was a funny thing to say when I finally became a more than one billionaire.
Right. So let me ask you, like, how does this happen? Your accountant calls you and say, "We hit 1 billion, nigga." How does this happen? I don't know. How does this happen? Like, what?
No, it happens like they don't tell you for 3 years and stuff. You're like, yo, I know I gotta be
hear
at a
from
billion.
Forbes?
Yeah.
You hear from Forbes?
Oh no, Forbes gonna cap all day
Forbes
long.
cat. So can I read the Rob report, or that's out of this too?
They got cars in there, so yeah.
Rob report. Okay,
Yeah.
that's something too.
No,
Not
Forbes is just super cap, and they washed also. Even worse. Worse than being canceled. Washed. Washed. One of the things when I pissed on the Grammy, I was very, because I kept on picking up Grammys because there was so many of them, and every time I look at it, it'd be someone with someone else. It'd be like, this got Jay-Z and Rihanna. This got Jay. So I actually pissed on a stronger Grammy because I didn't want it to be like a double, like they think that I'm trying to like.
whose Grammy you pissed on?
It was my Grammy and my Grammy only.
Okay.
It was.
Oh my God. Shit. Niggas out here pissing on Grammys here, man.
No, then we won the Grammy same year.
Holy
It's
shit.
good luck.
To piss on a Grammy, then you win a Grammy the same year.
Yeah.
Jeez
But
Louise.
I was saying I was really, because people be thinking I'm not sensitive when I throw out like the, and it's like, I was really sensitive. I know you might have to edit this because I had to say the same thing twice, but I just wanted to be clear.
We love it.
Really sensitive about picking out a Grammy that only had my name on it. I didn't want to involve, like this is my Tiananmen Square. This is my, I'm gonna run on the stage. This is my George Bush. Okay. You know why I didn't get canceled then? It's because the people that run the media didn't fuck with George Bush either. They fucked with the Democrats. Oh.
But I recently read that you are one of the 2 artists that has went 10 million and produced their own record.
Yeah,
Stronger.
Eminem also, yeah.
It's you and who else?
Eminem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how the fuck is that? You produced your own record and it's 10 million?
Yeah, that's lit, right? It's like,
We need a better word than lit at this point. Like, I don't know what it is, but 10 million.
it's like ambidextrous.
Artists don't even reach gold.
Especially not nowadays.
And especially nowadays with 10 million, how does that feel? Like, and you produced it.
It feels like it's another example that I could show y'all that we could build communities. That I could show y'all, like, look, I was able to do this. This man Moses saved Caesar's life in war. You know, now he's saying, like, look, I am y'all, and let's go and let's get free. And it's by just building, simple as that, simple communities. We don't need all of the things that feed our egos. Like ego, anger, misery, they love to hang out. They blood.
Yeah.
Especially ego and anger. They always be together.
Yeah.
And the more and more we do, so much of our stuff, our clothes, you know, my clothes is not, yeah, some ego, but this more, my thing is more about elegance and education. Let me educate you niggas with this outfit. when I put, because that's what it do. Because 2-3 years later, niggas be doing that fit. Or when we did the foam runners, I've been like, yo, we need to not have laces. Because like what Nike would do is, let's get all the influencers to bring Force Ones back, and it comes back. The Force Ones come back like Black History Month come back. And for me as a designer, you know, we don't need the Force Ones come back. No offense to anybody that got Force Ones. I'm just saying, man, fuck them Force Ones and fuck them old ass designs, man. We're gonna be stuck in a loop.
I've been saying, I never fuck with the Force Ones. I never rock them. I always thought to myself that it was just such a clunky brick that I was just like, why can't we move past this already? Why can't we move past this? I'm glad Ye has said it. Now you guys know.
We don't design new things and embrace new ideas, but we're programmed to have Chris Brown dissing my haircut. You get what I'm saying? We're programmed to have people dissing something new. Well, how can we ever change something if we don't start on new? And I said with Cube, he say like, man, what's been happening, been working. He'll meet with Trump and then they'll cancel him. Man, fuck out of here. Y'all need to give me the proper fucking, I want to be hung over a motherfucking doorknob and killed, and y'all say that I fucking went crazy and got doped out, but y'all gonna stop fucking with me and stop fucking with Cube and stop fucking with Dave Chappelle and anybody that's black in a position of power that got an opinion. Y'all gonna stop fucking with us. Come and get me. My nigga, come and get me. Me. I do it, nobody else. Me. Come and get me. I like Trump. Yeah, I said it. I'm rocking with Trump. I'm never voting Democrat till y'all actually do something that changes something. Now, when we come together and vote as a block, like Dr. Claude Anderson said, the Democrats, they gonna be forced to do it. They ain't gonna just give it to us. China ain't gonna just give it to us. They gonna hand it to us. They'll just show you somebody that look like us and get 94% of the black vote, and we just give it to them. We just so happy just to see somebody that we think is us. That we think like, come on, don't know how daddy, a black daddy like that. Y'all ain't do no research on this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this is good for your daughters. No, it's not. North ain't finna be rolling with that. And if they took me out right after this, bet you North run it after this interview. So, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was coming at Cube. Y'all meaning the internet. Like, y'all was coming at Cube for meeting with, so we can't meet, we can't have a conversation? Y'all stupid motherfuckers, what the fuck is wrong with you? This man Cube is educated, this man was an architect. This man done did movies.
Poison.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Friday. And this man not allowed to meet with the president, or he not black no more. Well, I'm not black no more either. Like, they try to take my black. So George Bush don't care about black people. Wasn't black enough for me to be black forever.
A little bit. Like Obama had beef.
I don't have beef with Obama. He just worked for them people. You get what I'm saying? He just worked for them, man. He just got a job. We all got a job to do. It wouldn't be challenging in the video game if it wasn't, invisible, black people working for the other side, this and that. Other side meaning not God's side. Jesus, Lord, I work for
what are you saying
Jesus
after that?
Jesus, baby. Like,
what is the other part?
Jesus, Lord.
It's Lord. Okay, all right.
That's Swiss saying that. That's Swiss singing.
Yeah, me and my kids be in the crib. We be like, Jesus. They be like, we don't be knowing what the fuck we saying.
Tell me if you know someone that needs. Yo,
Jesus.
That's the what do they call the when we call everyone up and give their life to Jesus? What do we call that in church?
Like when you the thing.
Altar call.
Okay.
That's the altar call right now. I'm talking about water baptisms. I'm talking about the shit that the media would try to say is cult-like. You know what I'm saying? That's for Jesus Christ. I'm talking about water baptisms. Jesus,
what?
Lord, tell me if you know someone that needs Jesus, Lord. And then that verse, you know what I'm saying? That storyline right there. You know what I mean? Talking about what the brother was going through and what this going the actual real storylines, how you just really dial into that. Man, it's fun though. Y'all have a good time?
I had a great time, man. I ain't gonna lie. I got 15,000 more questions, but we're gonna take a picture.
Part two, man.
We're gonna take a this is part two. This is part one.
We need to do a music part two.
Yeah, shit. You know what? I really appreciate you, man. I want you to know that face to face, man to man. Like I said, you reached out to me. I was so honored. I jumped out my motherfucking couch watching The Sopranos, and I was like, holy moly guacamole, this is it. And I really want to thank you, man, because what you mean to hip hop. And I know a lot of times we're all competitive, or everyone's making money and everyone is feeling great, but sometimes we got to take a time out and say, you know what, I appreciate you as a brother. I appreciate you as a friend. I appreciate you as a person that I look up to, because the levels that you went to, we should all be inspired to go there. And we are inspired to go there. And thank you for blessing Drink Champs, because we got about 17 viral moments. So we're going to take a couple of pictures. I'm going to introduce you to my artist. Okay, we can keep going.
No, just yay 2024. Let's go.
What a way to end the video, man. What a way to end the video. Let's see what these people are talking. MF Doom, The Revolution, be televised, LOL, Kanye West, Black Ground Roots. How was he set up when he was singing while watching people die? They're probably talking about Travis Scott and stuff. Hey man, listen, I just gotta say, interview was very influential. I think I preferred the second part over the first part, just due to the fact that a lot more influence was to be had in this part of the interview over the first part of the interview. First part of the interview was more, media headlines, viral moments, as this gentleman had just said. And second part of the interview was just a lot more about the influence. And to be honest with you, I am very thankful at the fact that we were finally able to have a moment with Ye like this, where he's unfiltered to his capacity. On that note, thank you everybody. Have a good night.